Good evening, everyone. So again, this is your broker Samuel Lau. Okay, so tonight, pag-uusapan natin yung topic about real estate flipping in the Philippines. Turning your properties into profits, no? So, paano ba kumita ng mga property into buy and sell property? So, let's go to our objectives tonight. Okay? So, by the end of this seminar, lahat tayo, we will have understanding on the concept of flipping in the Philippines context. So we can define now the real estate flipping and how it differs from buy and hold investing. Okay? You can also recognize why flipping is a profitable business in Philippine setup. And of course, we can also identify and analyze the flipping opportunities, learn where to find undervalue or distressed properties. Example, foreclosures, inheritance, or for sale by owner. You can also access key factors like location, market demands, or renovation value. Then you can apply also the flipping process step by step. Gain a working knowledge on 4 phases like deal hunting, due diligence, renovations, and the selling process, the most important para ma-monetize yung investment. Understand the budgeting and the renovation strategies that maximize the property value. Then, how to recognize the risk factor, the cost analysis, and the legal compliance, no? Spot common pitfalls like due diligence, the proper due diligence, like the issue of title, baka fake or whatever. Baka maloko tayo on the renovation, overspend tayo. Baka we don't know how to check the market trend. Baka nag-slow down yung market or baka on that location, may problema and we keep on buying on that specific zone or location, no? So we need to understand. Understanding the Philippine taxes. Of course, this is a business, so there is a taxes, no? Buying, selling properties, the fees of the brokers and others, and of course, our RESA law, especially if we do flipping, no? So, lastly, I'll also share to you our platform, PHMLS, how it can help you and support if you wanted to go into flipping business. Okay? How to source out more. Mamaya pag-usapan natin yan isa-isa. Okay, let's go. So overall, the outcome tonight is participants, you will live, magkaka-idea kayo, magkakaroon kayo ng parang blueprint, no? How you can start up your basic buy and sell property and how to scale up your buy and sell properties. Disclaimer, allow me to start. Tonight, it's for educational and information purposes only. So it does not constitute na legal advice, tax, or investment advice. So as a real estate broker, buyer, investor yourself, it's including in your property flipping involved such risks. So you need to manage properly also your investment. Consult broker, licensed broker, professionals, lawyers, accountant, contractor. Okay? Perform proper due diligence. Okay, let's continue. Oh, so allow me to start tonight Zoom with ask yourself, okay, Charlene, ask yourself, have you ever wished you could turn an ordinary property into a gold mine in just months? Okay, di ba? Isipin mo, paano ba? Kasi everything you need to challenge yourself if you wanted to scale up your business. So let's start with example. Personally, I do flipping in Mactan. I bought an old house, which is a foreclosed property, one of a project by developer. It's about around 1 point, sabihin na natin, it's 1.5 million. Medyo naiwan na siya, badly damaged, yung mga, kumbaga, marumi na. And then, kasi foreclosed asset siya. And then, we spent on a renovation around 300,000. So it's not a major renovation. Kumbaga, it happened only the next 30 days. Tapos na yung renovation. So a simple make-up lang, no? Nilinis, then pininturahan, kunting ayos lang. Kasi we want to flip it right away for a quick profit. And then, naibenta natin, so again, 1.5, renovation cost, 300,000. By the way, this is just around 120 square meter lot area with a bungalow na 3BR, oh no, 2BR house lang siya. Less than 100 square meter floor area. Bungalow lang siya. And then, yun nga, sabi natin, kunting renovation lang. Then for a quick flip, so 1.5 plus 300,000 renovation cost na i-flip natin ng 2.5. So there is a gross profit of around 700,000. So if you try to check yung 700,000 versus the sorry ha, may naka-on lang mic, versus the, please paki-turn off ang mic kasi nag-e-echo tayo. Okay, kindly manage the mic. Okay, so 700 divide 1.8, so you get a margin of 30 to 40%. Okay, so sample lang yan. We'll give you more example later on. So flipping in our Philippine setup is really buy and sell or buy, renovate, and sell for a quick, no? So maraming discarding yan. So isa-isahin natin i-discuss yan tonight. So why Philippines medyo is a flipping business, a sunrise industry in the Philippines? Yes, ano pa rin siya, it's a growing market kasi housing demand from OFWs, from retirees, millennial, and BPO employees, palaging nag-add up pa yan. Only in flipping also, if you know how to scout for a bargain unit, especially mga licensed broker, that is really our job, we can always hunt, no, mga mumurahing property. And bahala na tayo mag-renovate para maibenta with a quick profit. When you do flipping, merong ano dyan, you buy and flip, mabilisan, kahit kunting margin para mabilis. Kasi flipping is kind of parang quick capital return. Again, two objectives if you're investing property. Objective number one is for capital growth. Objective number two is for cash flow. So, property flipping is nasa number one tayo for capital growth. So, buy and sell. Mabilis. Pag nakapag-ikot ka ng twice property in a year, kahit margin mo lang is 30 or 30 to 40%. Maganda na yun kasi na-flip mo nang maiflip. Habang nasanay ka, you can do one or two. Habang sanay ka, you can do multiple flipping na. Okay? So, next is urban center like Cebu and other CBD area where the melting pot of people, no? Pumupunta mga tao dito to work and to do business. So, real asset, real property is a basic necessity, bahay, tirahan. Short supply. Let us say I'm in Cebu. I know there's a big short supply of horizontal housing like townhouse, house, mid-range. Marami condo, yes. But people still look for a quick parang house pa rin, bahay at lupa, no? At saka, yung mga mumurahing condo below market price, naghanap din sila. So in flipping, we can usually do 30 to 50% average profit margin. Let us say if you do flipping for a 1 million, a 30 to 40, 50%, so meaning kumita tayo ng 300 to 500,000. But if you know how to leverage, kikita ka more than 100%. Again, if you know how to leverage, instead of earning the standard 30 to 50%, pwede kang kumita 100% of your capital of investment. The IRR, the investment rate of return, no? Tama bang wording ko niyan? Kumbaga, magkanong inilabas mong puhunan versus your profit. Kung naglabas ka ng 500,000, kumita ka ng 800,000, so you're earning more than 100%. Okay? Pag-usapan natin yan mamaya. Now, let's discuss the step about flipping. Finding the deals. Like for example, pinaka best place for you to scout property na good deal, good price is in the bank, in the lending institutions, no? Mga foreclosed asset, or they call that also mga ROPA, no? Or foreclosed asset. So you can always visit your mga banks, or you can always look for an assistance of a licensed broker or a licensed RESP to help you scout for a foreclosed asset. Number two, distress sales. Marami, especially in pandemic, especially in crisis, maraming negosyante o maraming tao na nawalan ng trabaho na kumbaga, they liquidate their asset para cash is king, para for emergency funds. Or minsan, naguhulugan pa sila sa bangko or sa pag-ibig, nahirapan na sila sa amortization, kaya bininta nila palugi. Mabawi lang kunti yung pera nila na naibigay, nahulog, they can gain back kunti, and then sell it at a distress, no? Or minsan yung mga generation years na na-inherit lang yung property and they are now staying abroad. No plan to come back in Philippines, which I myself nakita na I saw many opportunity like this already, no? Na they want to liquidate the asset here kasi they are now stay for good in abroad and they wanted to monetize para paghatian nila. It's easy to make happy ng mga years yung money versus the tangible asset na solid asset, no? So you always find good deals. But how will you define good deals? If you're an investor yourself and you are not familiar in the market value in that location, let us say you wanted to go flipping in, sabihin natin, Talisay area, Cebu, in the housing, bungalow type. So, if may nag-offer sa iyo ngayon sa Corona Del Mar, a house and lot bungalow, 150 square meter, the average cut, with a house of bungalow na 100 square meter, then with a 3-bedroom, bininta sa iyo ng 7 million. Is it a good price? Is it a good deal? Then sa tingin mo, pagpunta mo doon, dadalhin mo si, halimbawa, Engineer Noel, no? Sabihin lang natin si Engineer Noel or Contractor Noel. Papa-appraise mo. Sabihin niya, gagastos tayo dito ng mga 500,000 for just a make-up lang. So, 7 plus 500,000, 7.5. Magkano mo maibenta? So, before you decided to buy a property for flipping, you need to know the prevailing market price. What is the market? What is the right value? How soon, how fast can I flip the property? Like for example, 7.5. If you want to mark up, kumita ka ng additional 2 million, sabihin lang natin for discussion, or 2.5 for discussion purposes is 10 million. Benta mo ng net, bahala na si buyer to shoulder the taxes. Uso naman yun, no? Pass on the taxes. Pero hindi mo maibigay, mapass on yung broker's fee. So again, your 10 million, may gross expense ka pa na broker's fee around 500,000, so 9.5. Bawas mo yung 7.5 mo, meron kang 2. Ang question dyan, kaya mo bang i-flip? So you need to tap your brokers in the area, your licensed appraisers in the area, or licensed accredited RESP in the area. You need to know first, magkano na ba ang prevailing mga bintahan in the Corona Del Mar house and lot. Okay? So, like for example, let's go back to my case scenario, sample na Corona Del Mar, nagbentahan mga bahay doon is 13 to 17 million. Yes, 13 to 17 million. So kung nakabili ka ng bahay na worth 7 million, but again, sample yung kanina no, na bungalow, but honestly, wala masyadong bungalow doon. It's more on 2-story. So, let us say 7 million is max. Pero if you can buy a little bit 5, lower than 7, 5 to 6, mga distress, and then renovate. But again, 7 is, kung hindi masyado, well, sira-sira, pwede na rin yun. Because kung ano lang yan, mga average 100 to 120 square meter ang floor area ng bahay, 3 bedroom with 3 toilet and bath, and 1 to 2 car park with open space, pwede mo ma-flip ng 13 to 15 million. Di nga siya madali, but pwede mo ma-flip. Okay? So, again, before you decide it's a good deal, it's a good price to buy, you begin with the end in mind. Alamin mo muna magkano mo maibenta and you work backward. So, you need to talk to your engineer like Architect Noel. Okay, sabihin mo, let's say, broker Leticia, how much can we flip this property? Dalhin mo. So, walang unlimited yung pag-visit ng property. So, broker Leticia, how much we can flip this property? Sabihin ni Leticia, mga brand new dito, 15. But if we can offer it lower, like 13 million, parang quick tayo, mas mabango tayo. Okay, that's the opinion of your broker. Hanap ka ng ibang opinion, appraiser. Now, you work backward. Magkano bang gusto mong i-profit? Let us say, gusto mo profit for this project, 3 million. Okay, so 10 million tayo. Then, dalhin mo si Architect Noel. Architect Noel, magkano magastos natin for renovation? Sabihin niya, pagandahin natin to para maibenta ng 13M, siguro 1 million. Okay, so bagsak yung presyo, 9 na lang, no? So ngayon, compute, you need to compute, add up, so no? Then, so 9, gusto mo 3 million, tawaran mo yung offer price na 7 million, tawaran mo ng 6 million. Ako natin. So, importante, begin with the end in mind, you need to work backward. So, kung naibenta ni broker Leticia yun ng 13M, okay, let us say, yung profit mo na 3 million, 13M, nabawasan pa yun ng mga around, sabihin na lang natin 700,000. So, you get around mga 2 point, sabihin na lang natin 2.3. With your capital 6 million, more or less kumita ka ng mga 30% kasi nag-renovation ka pa. More or less 30%. Sorry ha, but ano lang tayo ng numbers ha. Ngayon, sabihin ko kanina, di ba, ang profit margin is 30 to 50% of your investment figure. So, paano mo palakihin yung kita mo? Okay, take note. The same example, pag may pera si Zinia, investor Zinia, pag may pera siya, pangbayad ng 6 million, pero nag-profit siya for discussion purpose na lang ng 3 million. So that's 50%. Pero, sabi ko nga, pwede naman si Zinia mag-leverage sa bangko. Pwede naman niyang bilhin sa bangko, mag-down lang siya ng 20%. So what is 20% of 6 million? 1.2. Di ba? So that's only 1.2 million. Then, sabihin niya 5 years to pay. Minsan po, at payag pa si bangko 10 years to pay. But ganun, some stretch, hayaan mo, there's a game plan dyan. Para yung monthly mababa. Okay, you follow? 20% lang down payment ni Zinia. Ngayon, you continue, pa-renovate mo kay Architect Noel, pina-market mo na ni Leticia. In less than 12 months, kasi pag nabili mo na, nag-down ka na, contracted ka na, pumasok na si Noel as a designer, nag-renovate na, your broker can officially start marketing. Let us say, going back, kumita ka ulit ng 3 million. Nabawasan ng, let's say, your capital ni Zinia is only 1.2. So magkano tubo? Instead of 50%, kumita si Zinia ngayon ng more than 100% because yung nailabas yung pera is only 1.2. 20% only of the 6 million real value of the purchase price. So again, kahit may pera tayo, kung kaya nakita nyo yung mga negosyante, kahit may pera, they use OPM. What is OPM? Other people's money to lock up the property. So, nag-down lang si Zenia ng 20%, nag-loan siya sa bangko ng 80%, then nag-leverage siya kay architect at saka kay broker Leticia to as part of your team, no? Because if you're into this business, you cannot work alone. As an investors, you must have a broker with you, which is knowledgeable in the location where you are doing business para alam niya yung mga market value, para alam niya makapag honestly sabi siya, it's a good deal, it's a good buy, it's a distress, lower than the market value ang bili mo. So, to what percent lower ito, broker Leticia? Since si Leticia alam niya yung location, area of focus niya, so she is so confident to tell you. Number two, you can also have a backup valuator or licensed appraiser like Sir Gas Augusto and others, no, to back up your valuation. Number three, you need to have a good architect, design and build partner, contractor to do the design and renovation for your project. Kasi if you have a team, you have a peace of mind. Decision making ka na lang. It will minimize your, kumbaga, your trabaho, no? To go into man hours of monitoring the work. And then the last part, you must have also a legal team, part of your team, a lawyer. So maybe you can hire, sample lang ito, you can hire Attorney Soriano, Cora Soriano, no, to be your lawyer. Sample lang to, Cora, ha? So again, as a investor, flipper, buy and sell, broker, appraiser, contractor, as mas maganda, architect na siya kasi marami namang architect dyan na nag-design and build, tsaka legal. And then last thing, let's say, sabihin natin limited ang budget ng investor ko na si Zinia. Pwede kang kumuha pang 5 sa team mo. What we call mezzanine investor or what we call private lender or what we call angel investor. So, pwede mong itap angel investor mo na si Kat Azarcon, no? Hey, Kat, meron na naman tayong project ngayon. Okay? Pwede ba ako panghiram ng 20% pang down payment dito? So, kung nanghiram si Zinia kay Kat ng 20%, kahit may tubo yun na 12% per annum, okay? Just follow my kahit may tubo yun na 12% per annum. So what is 12% of 1.2? Sabihin na lang natin 1 million na lang for computation purposes. What is 12% per annum? Sabihin natin kahit premium pa, 2% per month or 24% per annum. What is that? That's only 240,000. And then the 80% you leverage, you loan it again to the bank. So anong puhunan ni Zinia? Zero. Walang puhunan si Zinia. Kasi ang 20% came from the private angel investors. The 80% came from leverage with the loan with the bank. And then, nanghiram ulit siya para kay architect for 1 million. Sabihin niya kay architect, suki na rin tayo. Di ba? So, architect Ruben, sabihin niya kay architect Ruben, co-investors ka na lang, no? Kahit na 1 million yung budget mo for the design and renovation, bayaran kita 1.2 additional. So, may additional 20% or 12%. Kumbaga, bigyan mo ng interest yung pera niya para paging partner na. Or pwede pa kalahati lang, kalahati, co-finance mo yung part mo. Kasi may profit na rin si architect dyan eh. So, the point here is, kung kumita ng 3 million si Zinia, nabayaran niya si angel investors niya with an extra 200 interest. Nabayaran niya si architect Robin with an extra 12% interest. Kahit na kumita na lang si Zinia ng 1 million, ano ang percentage of ROI return ni Zinia? O kahit kumita na lang si Zinia ng 500,000, ano yung percentage of ROI ni Zinia? That's infinite. Why? What is zero? Profit over zero. Wala namang nilabas na pera si Zinia. Di ba? So if you become an expert and you have a good team for this one, you can really do flipping. Okay, so yan lang. I hope may nagka-idea kayo dyan, no? So let's go to step 2. Due diligence. On your due diligence as an investors, very important para maiwasan ni halimbawa investor Noel yung magka-problema siya, you need to hire a licensed broker to help you in your due diligence. To do all those proper due diligence, tracing back of titles, tracing back of tax deck, making sure that there is right of way. Meron ngang right of way. Is it a perpetual road right of way? Is yung land use niya tama ba? What's the taxation? Baka may utang. Pag may encumbrance, may lien, ano ba yung mga liens na doon? So talk with your legal, discuss and everything. So again, finding an asset is one thing, but doing due diligence is a new excuse. I myself, I've been in doing business for real estate 16 years already. I myself still a victim with due diligence. Kumbaga, may nabili akong property na nagka-problema ako. To be honest. So, I'm not perfect. I'm sharing this to you para maiwasan. But again, tao lang tayo. Minsan, nagkaroon din tayo ng mistake, no? So, to avoid mistake, hindi naman to avoid, to minimize mistake or totally avoid mistake, always look for a good partner. Lawyers, brokers, to pagdating dito, relocation survey, dapat surveyor or architect to do or civil engineer, contractor to do valuation of yours of the house. Baka may problem na yan. Kumbaga, yung kahoy, all of termites na, baka yung beam, mga sira-sira na yung bakal, no? So, like, when I buy a dormitory in Ramos area, when we check that one, kumbaga, we conducted, the civil engineer requested a surgical, anong tawag doon? Parang yung beam, tinanggal lahat, kalahati ng simento kasi lumambot yung simento at that time. Kasi sa second floor, it's an open area. So, pumasok yung tubig na sa simento. At kumbaga, ulan-init, yung simento parang nagiging parang basta naging malambot. Nahirapan ako sa Tagalog, sorry for that. So, but again, the civil engineer and the contractor do a good job of enhancing the strength ulit of that beam. No? Tsaka nilagyan na natin ng bubong or atop, ceiling yung itaas para hindi na siya directly hit ulan-init. So wala na. Okay, so create a good beam for your due diligence. So due diligence for your documents, due diligence for your bahay, for the structural and everything. So due diligence for your legal side and everything, no? So you need to perform proper due diligence. Due diligence. Next. Renovation, value added. So focus on kitchen, bathroom budget. Okay, so meaning on this step 3, you need to work closely, again, number 1, with your design and build, design and renovation na contractor. Dapat hindi yung, kasi pag hindi mo masyadong kakilala yung contractor, baka tatamaan ka sa budget. Kumbaga, kasi may mga contractor na hindi mo close, recommend. Siyempre, architect, they wanted maganda. But again, you're not buying this property, Zinia, for your personal consumption. You're buying this property for your buy and sell. So dapat kung ano yung target market mo, tamang-tama lang. If your target market is A market, okay, good quality for A finishing. If it's for me, B market middle, dapat pang middle finishing lang siya. Or baka yung market mo, C economic, and then ang ginamit mong materials is pang B or A. That's over. Dapat, ano lang, pantay-pantay lang, no? Like I myself, I do into boarding house. If I have a boarding house rooms na for 3,000 only per month, target ko yung mga average income earner na 10 to 15,000. why should my room, bakit ba ang room ko dapat ba concrete? Dapat ba gagastos ako ng 25 to 30,000 construction costs? That's too much for my target market. So again, the same thing with your renovation. Dapat, Zinia, alamin mo ano yung target market mo. And you tell directly to your architect, Zandi, architect Joyce, please help me. Ito yung target market natin. Dapat kumita ko. Ito lang yung budget ko. Please come up with a proposal to renovate this house or this townhouse based on this target market, target price. So you put a cap and your architect, your ano ba yun, your architecture, interior designer or whatever contractor will work on your budget and will recommend based on your budget. So I usually do that. No, I work. That's why I said earlier, we always work backward. And then, dapat you need to develop this, ano ba, sabi nga ni Sir Gus nung nag-usap kami, being, Sir Gus is a valuator, no? Sabi nga siya, so how to add up value to your property? Ano ba yung mga common things that it will add up value to your property? Para you can price expensive. Number one, yung open space mo sa labas. Kahit na simple landscaping, a budget of 5,000, 10,000 to landscape, it will add the attraction of your presentation, of your flipping, of your selling. Pagpasok mo naman sa bahay mo, alam ko mayroon akong kliyente dito na si Arlene, mahilig sa green. Swerte daw sa kanya green. Pero syempre, hindi naman, you're not putting a paint para for your personal, again, consumption. Again, remember, this is for fleeting. So, paano ba lumaki yung lugar? So, you need to have a minimalist, white color, everything to make it, wider, malaki. Lalo na yung sarado masyado, walang bintana. What is a little investment of gibain mo yung wall, lagyan mo ng window para mas siya, no? Spacious tignan. Tsaka, so, put something or mura na masyado ngayon ang mga split type air condition. I myself recently last quarter bought only around 18,000 split type 1 HP split type aircon. So, lagyan mo ng 1 HP, that's extra. So, it will add up value, no? So, you can ask your appraiser, ano ba yung mga bagay na it will help add value? You can ask your broker, appraiser and your broker, and have it discuss it with your architect and contractor. Okay? So, I hope may nai-relate ako. No? Very important yan. You need to know. By the way, let's add also parking. So, one parking is good. But if you can do 2 parking now or 1 car, 1 motor, very important na rin yan ngayon. Okay, so next is number 4, selling strategy. Price the market plus the added value using Sagen and strong digital marketing. So, okay, so going back here, sinabi ko na, hindi ka magkakaproblema on your step 4 if you're working backward. So, bago ka bumili, nag-decide to offer on the house on the why 6 million instead 7 million because you work backward. So, inalam mo yung value. Tinanong mo si broker Robin, magkano ba natin ma-flip ito dito? Tinanong mo yung appraiser. And then you work backward. Okay, architect, ito lang budget ko. Architect Joyce. Let's renovate up to maximum of 600. But mag-buffer ka na extra 10% to 20%. Baka sabihin ni Joyce, sir, nagbiglang taas. So always have a buffer for your budget for renovation and everything. Okay, so selling of property. When you're selling, buy, renovate, and sell, the moment you ink agreement already, contract to sell or deed of sale, and the moment, kahit day 1 pa lang nag-start ng renovation si architect, bottom line, you can also, the same time, on day one, talk to your broker to start selling your property. If the renovation period is 3 months, then you can offer equity for 3 months. The same thing, no? So, Sam, paano ba? Pangit, hindi pa tapos. Bahala na si broker. Magaling si broker. Broker, sample natin ulit si broker Cora can do magandang staging on the poster. Pagandahin niya yung layout with a Canva, with the AI, magandang description, magandang hook to attract, no? So, discard yan ng broker. And para mas mabilis, Cora will also post it with the MLS ng mga broker para tulong-tulong, maraming broker, tulong mag-market sa property. Ikaw naman as an investor, the same cost. Yung expense mo still the 5% broker's fee. Bahala na si Cora with the other co-broker niya mag-sharing sa 5%. And then, once maganda na ang bahay, hindi pa na-market, okay, let's come in the staging, mag-open house si Cora, mag-invite siya sa mga local broker, ipaalam niya ganito. Ito yung price. Lagyan na natin ng premium, kanina 13, sabihin natin 14 kasi ang market pwede pa 15. So 14, pero pag nag-spot cash, magbigay ka ng 5% discount. So may mga ganyang laro. Now Sam, what if mahirap ang market? Payment terms tayo ha. What if mahirap ang market? Walang cash buyer. Earlier, if you remember, si Zinia, option 1, pwede siyang mag-cash buyer sa distress unit or sa foreclosed asset. Pero tinuruan natin si Zinia na pwede naman siyang manghiram kay bangko. 20% down lang, 80% loan to 10 years to pay. Kasi pag distress or mga foreclosed, you can do maximum 10. Pag sa pag-ibig, more than 10 pa yan, you can play around more. So pwedeng gawin ni Zinia, pag may buyer siya, ngayon si Carol, buyer niya, cash 5% or 30% down, 70%. Kumbaga, ipapa-assume ni Zinia yung 80% loan niya. So ano yung difference? Yun yung down payment na kukunin ni Zinia. If that is 30% or that is 40%, so yun ang hihingin niyang down payment. Kasi the balance, parang, let's say, nag-loan siya kanina ng 5 million, for example. Naibenta niya ito 13. Nagkasundo sila ni Carol. Okay, I will assume your 5 million. So magkano ang equity ni Carol? So 8 million. Sabihin ni Zinia na, ni Carol, wala akong 8 million. Pwede ba? So discarte na yan ni Zinia. Tanggap ba siya? Whatever, no? So marami pang mga financial engineering, sabi nga ng isang mentor ko noon. That's what we call financial engineering, Sam. You can also play around like mag-in-house financing ka to help your buyer build up more. Kasi may naka-loan ka dito, nakapangalan naman ng borrower, lot owner, kay Zinia. May utang siya sa bangko 10 years. Nag-offer siya kay Carol ngayon ng in-house financing kay 6 years, 8 years, or 10 years din. Sabay-sabay lang niya, mag-pay off din siya dun sa bangko. Pero contract to sell siya with Carol. So, you see the difference? You can always play around. You can offer cash, you can offer deferred payment, you can offer in-house financing with your build and sell or house flipping. Okay? So, for more info on that, alam ko you cannot, I'm just a phone call away if you need help. But again, always build your team with your licensed broker, appraiser, your architect and contractor, your lawyer on the legal side, and your financial arm. Who are those your financial arm? The bankers and your angel investor or private investor. So build a team and congratulations. Pretty sure sooner Lita, Zinia, and all of you will be doing your own house flipping. Kasi at the end of the day, if you're a broker and you're just broker, Baka mabroke tayo. Puro commission lang. Yung commission natin, hati-hati pa dalawa. Good, dalawa. What if magsabi pa yung iba? Sam, before I share you the property, okay ba 3 ways? Sam, before I share you property, okay ba 6 kami dito? Plus ikaw, 7, so divide 7. Nako. So if kung binubuhay natin yung profession natin pagdating commission only, sorry, broker, baka masangla natin yung R, broke labas natin. So dapat magnegosyo tayo. What commission we earn, sayang naging broker tayo, then hindi tayo makapagnegosyo ng house flipping. So I challenge you all brokers listening here, real estate professional listening here, do it. Start from small. Kahit yung mga bahay galing sa pag-ibig, yung 500,000, 1 million, kumbaga, building your muscle. If you go to gym, hindi ka naman mag-build agad ng barbell na 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or kilogram, 10 kilos, 20 kilos. Di ba you start small? So, ganun din. So, you start, as your confident level go high, if you need assistance, you can always access and call your brokers, no? Again, or contact us. Okay, let's go next. Challenges. Capital requirements, down payment, and renovation. So, na-mention na natin dito kanina, no? Brokerlity, build your financial ammunition. Build good relationship with your bank. Build good relationship with private lending. Yung mga kliyente mo na may extra money, yung mga kaibigan mo, or with extra money as your partner, they can be your investor or they can be your partner. Next, holding costs. So, always ask your broker, before I buy this, how soon can we sell this? At what price? If we sell on 13 million, how soon can we resell this property, Leticia? If we sell 15 million, gusto ko sagad, how soon can we sell this? So, if you want a buffer holding cost, so add it to your cost, the holding cost of 1 year. And by the way, majority of the loan of the bank is less than 10%. So kung 2 years yan, let's say 10%, 2 years, that's only 20%. 20% of your loan amount. So maliit lang yan. So again, compute, do your number. Before you decide, always work backward, do your number. Kasama doon sa mga numbers na pag-aralan mo, not only the renovation cost, not only the commission you give to your broker, kasi ang taxes papason mo naman sa buyer, that's common practice in the industry. Also, compute your holding cost or your cost of money, no? Kumbaga. Next, market timing. Dapat you can ask your broker, Eric, kumusta ba ang market ngayon in the area of Corona del Mar? So, an example, tuloy-tuloy ko na lang ha. So, you need to ask your broker. And if you're not confident, don't ask one broker. Ask 2 or 3. You need to do market scan. Kumusta na ba ang market dito? Or you can Google or you can EI, no? So, or you can ask mga licensed appraiser to study, to work on the market. How is the market movement already in the area before you make a decision? Okay, so very important. You need to understand the market, especially the timing, or else mahirapan ka sa exit strategy mo. Because it's buy, renovate, and sell. So dapat you have an exit strategy. Legal side. You need to build arm with your legal team because mahirap na maloko ka, fake yung title na bilhin mo. Double sales yung nabili mo. Nagka-problema ka sa land use na bili mo. Hindi mo alam na yun palang nabili mo magkakaroon ng katabi mong kapitbahay soon to develop, sabihin natin, na that can downgrade the price of your house. No? So pag-aralan mo yan, you need to scan the community, the market, the land use, or you go to the zoning area of the LGU, or if it's municipality, ano bang plano in the area? Kasi baka matamaan, ma-affected yung property. Let's say I have a client, I sold commercial. Very good price, something question mark. Why? Yun pala, tatamaan siya sa proposed na, ano yan, flyover. So pag nagkaroon ng flyover, yung frontage niya hindi na direct iikot mag-U-turn, malayo ng U-turn just to go access to that property na bininta ng mura. Kaya minsan careful pag masyadong mura ang property, no? Next, leverage with bank, manage properly your cash flow. Nahiram nga si Zinia, pero sagad-sagad naman yung pera niya. Yung timeline 1 year na promise ni broker Leticia i-flip yung property. Pero yung cash flow ni Zinia na pangbayad sa P plus I niya, principal interest or bank amortization loan, is hanggang 6 months lang. Baka magka-problema pa siya, no? So you need to have a proper buffer for your for your investment. So yung budget mo for the contractor dapat maayos. Black and white yung agreement niyo na to limit on that budget. Pag nag-exit, nagkamali si contractor, dapat tapusin ni contractor, hindi ka maging liability. Baka bigla kang iwan ni contractor, no? So mahirap na. Okay? So ganun lang. Manage your cash flow. Always have extra emergency funds. Kasi instead you're making profit, but you're making flipping, baka ma-foreclose pa yung property na ikaw na bumili ng foreclosed asset, baka ma-foreclose. So again, careful, no? So tip, always set aside extra 10%. Sabihin na lang natin, extra 20% contingency funds. Okay? So hope this is you manage properly. So legal side, yung mga taxes as a seller, buy and sell tayo, alam naman natin we can pass it on to the buyer common para very simple na lang yung isipin mo. Ito benta ko, ito expenses ko. Yung additional expenses mo na lang is yung broker's PF. So we can always pass on that one, no? But if you want help, car, if hindi ka broker, you're an investor, go car na accredited licensed broker. Pwede mong tawagan si Broker Dodong. Broker Dodong, please help me with the taxes. Ganito. By the way, when you buy property or close or sa individual person, you need to validate, by the way, the taxes na babayaran mo kasi ikaw yung buyer. Baka pass on din siya sa inyo, no? So, baka yung 6 million mo, hindi lang 6 million. Kasi may capital gain, may documentary stamp tax, may registration, may notarial, plus yan. So again, pag-aralan mo yan. So if you know how to negotiate, do negotiate. Kaya alam mo yung numbers mo talaga. And then, validate, verified also the T number of your seller. Baka biglang na-agreed nyo, capital gain, ngayon pala biglang batable siya. So, na-agreed pa net. So, additional 12% yung expenses mo. So, as a buyer, pag-ingatan mo, alamin mo kung ano yung purchase price mo, tsaka ano yung add-on cost mo, yung taxes and other miscellaneous expenses. If you're the buyer. Now, you're selling, of course, alam mo yun, di ba? As a buyer and as a seller. With the help of your broker and with the help of your accountant, they can always help you do properly. No? Next, go to the RESA law compliance. Alam ng broker yan. So, let your broker handle that properly, especially in the marketing. No? This is a simple buy and sell one unit at a time. So, it's not a habitual. But pag you become a habitual, so there is certain limit. So, you talk properly with your brokers to come up with a proper business entity para to register na in your real estate business of buying and selling properties. And then, to maximize your taxation of your income being in the business of buying and selling, discuss that properly with your accountant who is expert also in the real estate taxation. Kasi para ma-properly guided ka what business entity gagamitin mo. I'm not an accountant, that's why I pass you to ask a licensed accountant to assist you properly, or meron ding lawyer, CPA lawyer na expert in taxation, focus in corporate or real estate law. So you can, no? So especially possible DIR scrutiny in flipping become frequent. Kaya you need to ask when is the time that you need to, ano na, kasi nagiging negosyo mo na talaga. Okay, so you ask the proper legal side on that. Next. So, on my last slide is how our system PHMLS can help you, our investor, our flipper. Number one, finding deals. In our website, if you're from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, by the way, if you're into flipping, again, minsan kung nakikita yung mga investor, they're buying property but they're not living in the property because our purpose is buy and sell. So pag may opportunity in Bacolod, why not? Pag may opportunity in Bohol, why not? What is important, I have a team of licensed broker in Bacolod. I have a team of licensed broker in Bohol or in Cavite or in Davao. So very important to work especially with our PHMLS brokers, because our website, our MLS here are validated, verified. Subscriber are only accredited real estate broker. Lahat ng mga nag-post ng property are all licensed broker. Kaya if you ask them, shout out na I wanted to buy property for my flipping business, or I'm an investor, I'm a buyer for a quick sell. So, lahat dyan, puro mga licensed broker. That we can guarantee. Lahat ng post nila dyan, puro mga licensed broker. Meron ding post dyan ng for sale by owner but assisted by broker. Meron din dyan mga ROPA, foreclosed asset from the bank, but it also listed by a broker. Kaya lahat ng transaction under the PHMLS, it's all guided by a licensed broker. Where is the RESP or mga ahentisam? All the agents are working under the umbrella of the licensed broker if we are talking our PHMLS. No, next, co-brokering, faster selling. So, ngayon, you buy, you look help for the brokers under PHMLS or mga brokers kakilala mo in your area kahit hindi under PHMLS. Ngayon, pag nagbenta, you're now selling your property, your broker can tap the help of the PHMLS for listing, for collaboration, for MLS para mas maraming broker tulong-tulong mag-market, magbenta on your buy and sell property. Okay? The beauty with the MLS is 24/7 siya, may internet presence. Kahit tulog your broker, kahit tulog ka property owner, kahit tulog si Lita, kahit tulog si Sir Dodong, but the website is my internet present. If we have 100 subscribers, we have 100 websites roaming in the Global Network Alliance and worldwide. So, more than 100 plus website, potential maklik ng isang buyer, dalawang buyer. In all those website, nandoon ang listing ni Sir Dodong na for sale. Kasi nag-upload ka sa isang website, automatic it will be uploaded also with other hundreds of websites. Again, don't worry because the marketer here are all licensed real estate broker. System tools. So, mabilis, maayos ang pagbenta ng mga broker sa mga property under MLS because meron silang lead management under CRM, home base. Madali lang ma-work out, ma-follow up yung mga buyers. Okay? Investor connection. The MLS link you to serious buyer. It can also link you to developers and to your financiers. So, tulong-tulong lang. So, especially if you want some, I have a project here. Do you have a financier? Sabihin ko, don't worry. I know a couple, tautuan couple. Financier ko yan. Okay? So, pwede nating tawagan for a cost of 12% per annum. Nagpapahiram yan basta may collateral. So, parang ganun lang ang usapan, no? So, closing, allow me to end with flipping is about speed, mabilisan, visibility, Dapat tangible, makita, may art of presentation and connection. It's not one broker stand alone. It's connectivity. The more you connect with fellow broker, especially our PHMLS or with our organization, with Pared, Enria, Riva, at iba pa, mas mabilis may benta yung asset mo. Di ba? As a flipper, the faster you can resell, kahit kumbaga sabi nga ng mga Chinese, kahit tubong kunti, kahit tubong kunti, 20%, but quarterly, kumita ako ng 20% of that amount. So times 4, that is 80%. What if nag-leverage pa ako sa bangko, Zinia, no? 20%, 80% loan. And the same thing. That's 100% markup profit because of OPM, other people's money with the bank. Times 4, that is 400%. Okay? So, the faster we can flip, with the help of your team, broker, appraiser, legal, architect, designer, contractor, and your accountant. And lastly, your financer. Okay? So again, this is your broker, Samuel Lau. Allow me to end with another invitation for next week. But again, thank you so much for tonight. Hope I managed to help add up knowledge to you tonight, no? So next week, I'm inviting you for another nice topic. Sa mga, di ba pinag-usapan, paano magbenta, paano mag-manage. Lahat tayo ngayon, the reason I challenge you to do online, ayaw ko yung masyado face-to-face kasi online na ngayon eh. So we're talking online. Next week topic po, Tuesday. If you're interested, join us. How to create a one-week Facebook posting calendar that save you time, that keeps you visible and attract more leads. So, ano ba to, Sam? Are you struggling to stay consistent with your Facebook posts? Kumbaga, nahirapan ka kasi busy si Dodong, nagtatrabaho, may negosyo, so hindi niya araw-araw nakapag-post. Or do you feel stuck up? Ano ba ipopost ko today? Walang maipasok, walang maisip, walang maibenta. Kasi busy siya as a lawyer or busy siya, di ba maraming broker na lawyer, maraming broker na accountant, maraming broker na nagtatrabaho, full-time employee. So ano ba i-post ko, Sam? No? So pag-usapan natin yan on next Tuesday. So what you learn next Tuesday, how to brainstorm and line up 7 days of engaging posts without stress. Mabilis. You can do this in an hour. What types of content that build trust and generate inquiries? What are the tools and techniques to schedule posts in the Meta business? How consistency boosts your personal brand and sales result? Plus, with the help, how our system PHMLS make you easier in posting your calendar, in doing posting, listing, template, everything. Digital na po tayo ngayon. So, next week, ito po yung pag-aaralan natin. So, nagtatanong yung iba, Sam, you keep on using PHMLS. What is PHMLS? So we will have another topic on that, one topic per month. But again, please type them here, the pre-sign up prerequisite for PHMLS so they can also coordinate with you, no? Or if you're interested for my staff to contact you, to talk, to let you know what is this PHMLS all about for a short presentation online. Water muna ako. Please type your name, your number, and your email. So my staff pay, which attending also tonight, will contact you personally. Okay? Or you know my number, contact me, Sam, message me. Sam, please call me back. I want to know more about your PHMLS. Okay? So again, see you again. That's on October 7, Tuesday, 7 p.m. But we will start exactly 7:15. Okay, the same Zoom ID, no password needed. Lastly, ito, usapang pera tayo ha. I'm inviting, Cebu muna tayo. I'm inviting taga Cebu. How to start up small, isa muna or dalawa, or to scale up into multiple properties to build up your rental portfolio. So how to start small? 1, 2, 3, or 10 properties for my rental business. Para you can work this model, the BRRR model, the buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat model for the next 10 years or the next 15 years. How it can leverage compounding para you can have 5 properties or 10 properties, and that property can be, kung kumikita ng extra 100,000 si Zinia, that can be a retirement fund. So help me show you a 5 years, a 10 years, 15 years workable program that can build your tangible asset for your rental business using the BRRR model that can finance your retirement plan, Lita, Joyce, no? So learn how to turn one property into many property, build steady cash flow, and build passive income. With a one-on-one coaching, yours truly, and I can also do guidance with you how to buy property. So that would be on November 18, Tuesday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Quest Hotel, Cebu City. So this is an investment fee of 3.5 for early bird cut up on October 30, 2,800 only. Kasama dito is yours truly, my e-books. Okay? So kasama dito e-book tsaka some materials. So if you're interested, just let me know. It's a limited slot. Cut up 2.8 only up till October 30. So just message your trolley. Okay? So if you need more info about this one.